welcome to Beer Splaining. This is Beer Splaining number 24. Turns out I fucked that up last week really badly.
2 months worth. Come on.
So I went ahead and wrote down the number this time on my notes, so I didn't screw it up again. So sorry about that. I also wrote down today's date. It's October 4th. In case, we get kidnapped and need like a ransom proof or something, I guess.
That's
you
true.
guys need to know what the date is in the video. So, yeah. So welcome to Beer Splaining again, like I said. This is the first live on our new Facebook Beer Splaining page. So hopefully some of you are on there watching that and sharing it, maybe letting some other people see it. So as you know, the beer splaining videos are usually going to be blind beer tastings of various breweries, various styles. All kind of depends on what we got our hands on recently, kind of what we're feeling. So today's tasting is 4 beers from Insitution Ales in Santa Barbara. Shane and I have never had any beer from Insitution Ale.
Nope.
So we don't know what to expect. We do know what the styles are. Shane, you want to tell them?
Yes, we had a standard IPA, a tropical IPA, a double IPA, and then a
Maple Brown
maple
Ale.
brown ale.
Which I'm looking forward to. I'm going to guess it's number 3.
Number 3, yes. And I am Shane, also known as Beer Snob Esquire. That's Corey, also known as Hoppy Hippo. Thanks for watching. So we basically come across these beers because my oldest child was in Southern California, and as luck would have it, she just decided to stop into a brewery and then texted her dad and said, "Hey, do you want some beer?" And I said, "Of course, we want some beer." So we are very much looking forward to these. Again, don't know much about the place, don't know, never been there.
I don't think I've ever even been to Santa Barbara.
You should go. I like Santa Barbara. I do.
Everywhere.
It's pretty.
It's only place to go.
There are lots of places to go. Well, not right
Do
now.
we need the light? Do we need the ring light? Do we need the light?
So yeah, so it'll be new to us as well, and very much looking forward. It's on the court.
Okay, now we should be slightly brighter. Yes.
Let's see.
Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go.
All right. So
Great. So typically here on Beer Splaining, what we will do is we will do the taste and the smell first, so that we don't mess with our taste. Sorry, you're right. The look and the smell. I'm sorry. So we don't mess around with the taste buds. We don't intermix there. And then kind of in between beers, we'll sort of chat a little bit usually about various things. Nothing really interesting happened at all this week.
no,
So
boring week. Nothing newsworthy.
we don't got a ton to talk about. Honestly,
No, wear the damn mask.
Yeah, wear a mask. That's this week's.
I'm just quoting Chris Wallace there. That's all.
Wear a mask.
Wear the damn mask.
We did have a good time last night. Shane, you want to tell them about?
Oh yeah. So
That sounded really erotic. We had a good time last night. Shane, you want to tell
we
them about
had a
last
good
night?
time. Yes. So it all started. Cue the music. Corey happened upon a post on Instagram discussing
She finds the post. She sends me the post. I buy the things, then send you the posts.
executive producer Amber Strock found a post about a beer tasting comedy show by Plethos Productions. And what we got was 8 different cans of bare bottle beer and 2 hours worth of a live comedy show through Zoom. And what I will say was, my total cost was $50 because I didn't get on the early bird, and I think it was worth it.
Yeah, I only paid $40. I got 8 beer bottle beers and 2 hours of entertainment. I thought all the comedians were pretty funny.
I thought they were good.
One of them I didn't like as much as the other ones, but she did have one joke I thought that was great about her grandma.
She did have a great
The grandma joke was pretty hilarious.
But yeah, so there were, 5 or 6 comedians?
5 or 6,
Yeah, and they did. They were entertaining. They were fun. It was well handled. I thought the folks managing the Zoom, there was only a couple of times where the feedback started to pop in, but someone was clearly doing their job and administrating very well. I would do it again. I thought it was fun. I thought it was entertaining and definitely worth $40 or $50. So shout out to Plethos or Plethos, not sure how to say it, but we enjoyed the show, and I don't think it's the last one that we'll do. We also did get 8 really good bare bottle beers.
Bare bottle makes good beer.
They just make good beer. And it was a good style from a Mexican lager that we really
Mexican
liked.
lager, there was a Pilsner, there was like 3 hazies, like 1 sour, a couple West Coast, I
Yeah,
think.
so it was. I mean, it was a good, diverse selection and a good start. So
The camera's uneven.
Apparently, our executive producer Callie is going to be fixing it. Don't.
It's annoying.
What's annoying?
The fact that it's uneven.
Okay.
She might take after me.
That's what it is. There. It's annoying.
Except now you can
There is-
see off the side of the background.
there is no
Barely?
earthquake.
Here, do you want me to move the backdrop?
It moved. It moved. You're better.
Now you can only see a tiny bit.
I put it where it was so it didn't go in the background.
But then you're uneven.
It's fine.
Too many colors.
Could you fix
It's
this
perfect,
next
it's
time
perfect.
before we start? That'd be great.
That would be, yeah.
I wasn't out here when you first started.
You know when the show starts.
Okay, it's
No, I
perfect.
don't.
Perfect.
It's always at 1. We've been doing this for.
It is.
24 weeks. It's always
Ish.
at 1
Ish.
ish.
It always seems to be at a different day,
So-
a different time every day.
No, it's always
This is
on
enter-
Sundays.
this
It's
is
always at
entertaining.
1-ish.
A peek
One
behind the
ish.
curtain that
Ish.
beer's playing. Anyway, I'm gonna start judging beers.
I feel really out of sorts now.
just attacked.
Wow. Okay, it's fine. You know
Yeah.
what? Okay, all right, Callie, you can stop now. No need to call the dog. It's fine.
Okay,
I want it in my room.
so I'll start with number 3, obviously, and it looks really good for a. You said it was
Turn
a
off all of your shit.
maple red something. Maple what? Brown?
Maple brown ale.
Maple brown ale.
So you started with that.
Just the color of it, yeah.
I mean, it looks brownish, mapley-ish.
I know it's got a good color. I'd like a little more head on it, but
It's kind of unfortunate you know which one is.
yeah, but you know,
Well, I mean, it was pretty obvious which one was
Yeah.
maple brown ale.
I'm
it
saying
smells
it's-
good,
yeah.
but I'm not getting a whole lot of maple in it.
It does look good. It's got a good look. I'll give it like a, I don't know,
I'm gonna give it an 8.
kind of thinking it's like, kind of like a little darker, honestly.
Me too. That's what I'm thinking. It's almost on the red side than a brown side.
So it's a maple brown ale, so like tasting notes wise, we should get a nice maple flavor. We should probably get a real malty flavor, right?
The maple should kind of help balance the malt out a little bit. It shouldn't be overly malty. You should get a little bit of sweetness from the maple flavor, and then a little bit of the sweetness from the malt too. But
There's definitely a light malt. There's a light maple smell.
it's got a light smell. It's not, again, I would prefer a bigger smell, but
Well, I mean, it's not like a pancake brown ale. Those ones are.
no, yes, that's true.
I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. I think it's probably 7. I kind of want it to be more mapley in my smell.
I agree. I went 8.
I think when you call a beer something and you call it something as that adjunct or whatever, you really want that adjunct to sort of
It should be jumping out.
jump out, especially if it's something as fragrant as like a maple, for example.
I agree.
Like you should really
I
smell
agree.
maple, I think. Color-wise, these sort of, I mean, I think they're probably all
I
the
think
shades.
one's a little light. It looks lighter.
This one's definitely lighter than
Yeah,
the
and
other.
I'm not a big fan of the light. I like these 2 and 4 a little bit better. They've got a little bit more golden color.
I mean, are they?
More
These are
IPA-ish.
also the IPA blue, right? This
Yeah.
is kind of the lager.
That's yeah. It has much more of a Pilsner lighter color. So I'm gonna give that a 7.
So I'll go 7, 8, 8.
And I'm gonna go 8.
Should fix my score. So this should be a 7.
For this
Bad
one,
at the scoring.
they should all get some good hops. One of them should have some citrusy stuff. Maybe some pineapple.
Or one's a double and one's a tropical, and the other one I don't remember.
Just an IPA.
Which in California typically means West Coast style, right?
Yeah. I like the smell of this.
I think it's light. I'm just gonna give it a 7. I'm not getting a ton.
I'm going 8. I get a good smell.
I
Not a
might
bad
have
smell.
my nose. I can grow this big, and some of the shows.
Well, when you're living in smoke for days,
We
on
do
end,
live in the worst time.
it's between the smoke and the heat, it's no.
I'm not getting a lot of this. I'm just not getting a lot of smell.
I'm not getting a lot out of this one at all. I mean, I don't know how much farther my nose can go down in this thing. No, I'm getting no smell at all. None.
I'm just going 7s across the board on smell. Nothing's coming out to me.
Next thing hit this one a little harder, give it a 6 because I get no smell
I'm just
whatsoever.
not getting anything there. I'm not getting
See
anything.
about this one.
Sometimes.
Oh, okay. I think this one's a tropical.
Really, you're getting some extra smell.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's something in there.
I'm not getting.
That
Hopefully, I
sounds
still
good.
have a sense of
I like
taste.
this
This
one.
one. Clearly, I don't have a sense of smell over here.
Well, you just ate that big time burrito and thought it tasted good.
Yeah, I
so you
should've
should have
worked
a
on
sense of
that.
taste. Wait, that is one of the signs, isn't it?
It's like the biggest sign. Like user taste.
Loss
sense
of
and
taste
smell.
or
Like,
smell.
it's like a 70% indicator. It's really big.
All right, so next week on quarantine beers, complaining.
It's taste and smell. I don't think it's taste or smell. It's usually both.
Usually together, yeah.
All right, let's fucking drink some beer.
I agree.
I can taste that. That's a good sign. It tastes like an IPA.
It tastes like a straight up West Coast IPA. Solid hop balance to it.
It's
Good
good.
bitterness, a little bit of tropicals, so maybe some Citra or some Mosaic hops in there.
I feel like there's a slightly more unusual hop here, but I could be wrong. Like I'm getting like the aftertaste is like a different sort of flavor note, but like maybe aftertaste has like a different hop, like a non-super candle. I could just be crazy.
I'm getting, I will be. I'm hoping we'll get to see the hop profiles on the cans. Or
I
maybe
like the
we'll-
aftertaste on this. Like
I do too.
I actually like the aftertaste better than the front taste.
I would say this. I think this is going to rate very high in the drinkability. It's very sippable or crushable. I like this a lot.
It feels like sippable and crushable should like not be synonyms.
I know, right? And I don't think they really are.
They clearly are two very different things.
I'm liking this one a lot. I give it a 27 on taste, and 18 on aftertaste, and a 28 on overall drinkability.
Mine's a little different. I went 26 on taste, 18 aftertaste, 27 drinkability. I just thought the taste at the front was a little too standard. It was fine. 26 is a fine score. It's like
Oh yeah, no.
it's like an 8.5 or something. It's a good score. I just thought the aftertaste was really, really good. Like usually the aftertaste I find to be pretty normal or pretty kind of plain in a lot of beers. I feel like the aftertaste really cooks nicely.
Mhm.
So my total is 40, 58.
I'm at 88.
85 for me. 85 for me. 85 for me on beer number one. I don't think it's the double.
I don't think it's the double either. I think number 4 from the smell is the tropical. I think this is just the regular IPA, but we will see.
I feel like they got short for it.
I know, right?
That's because Shane spills.
That is because Shane spills. That's true. That's a fair point. Shane does spill.
It is a fair point. It is a fair point.
Jen McIntyre is watching. Hi, Jen.
Hi, Jen.
Oh, I miss her.
I miss her
misses
too.
you.
I've never met Jen McIntyre.
You'd love Jen McIntyre. She's awesome.
I love everybody. I'm just a friendly fucking guy.
That's the first thing I think of when I think of you, Corey, is friendly fucking guy.
It's true.
Executive producer Amber Strauss closes her mouth.
I don't like this beer as much as the first beer. I think this
Oh, I
is the double.
didn't.
I do think it's the double too. But it's it's fine.
Doubles can be oppressive, and they can get in the way of themselves.
Which is weird. I order doubles a lot. Like when I got to restaurants and breweries like that. Like a lot of times at restaurants, I end up ordering the doubles because it tends to sound the
You
best.
don't like that aftertaste?
No, I don't like the front taste actually.
I do. I like that aftertaste. I agree with you that it's probably
The
the
aftertaste
double
is fine, I think. But
because I am getting a little alcohol in it.
there's a little true alcohol for you for my flavors today. There are probably weeks where I would love this one. I think it's a fine beer. I don't like it as much as the first beer.
Well,
Like,
it's
I
not.
definitely don't.
It's not as crushable because of the alcohol content. So I would say that. So it's going to suffer on the drinkability. I do like the taste. We'll give it a 26 on the taste.
I'm gonna go
And a 26 on drinkability.
24-17.
I'm going to give it 4. Give it 26, 17, 26.
Actually,
I'm gonna go 25.
46, 56. I mean, it's still an 80. I still end up giving it an 80, which is a good score. 80 is honestly a lot of our beers. If you haven't watched the show a bunch, we tend to rate beers somewhere in the 75 to 85 range a lot of the time. So if you're in that range, it's a good beer. Fine beer.
Yeah, it's a good beer.
We've rated a couple 90s in the show. Those are usually really exceptional. We've had a couple in the 60s. Occasionally that's because they were just super old.
Yeah.
Or I think once we just really didn't like the
There was
beer.
one beer we really didn't like.
And it was reasonably fresh. We just really didn't like it at all.
And Herman has joined us, and these beers are courtesy of Herman because they were visiting Herman
Yes.
in Southern California, and Herman wanted to go to this brewery. So thanks, Herman.
Thanks, Ramon.
And we miss you too.
I miss you too.
Herman's a good guy.
I feel like you're having a virtual beer with us now, though, so it's all
That's
good.
true. That's true. This is the other thing I like about this version. I don't know if you saw that.
I
There's this
haven't
little
seen
button that
anything.
says "Bring them on camera."
Oh, good.
So if people wanted to join us remotely, we may be able to figure out a solution for Randy.
Sweet. We would need to do like.
We got to figure out the beer part of that. But
It's like we're doing barrel aged. We can't really do him.
I know. The
you
more
all
I'm drinking
can.
this, I like it. It's good. It's good.
Oh, you're finishing that can. I'm sure that I'll be able to finish the maple brown ale though. It's in consolation.
We're gonna
I'm
skip
gonna
the
skip
four.
the maple. I'm gonna
Yeah.
skip 3 though. Go 4. Yeah, I'm gonna skip 3.
Yeah,
Go 4.
don't ruin your palate.
I mean, nothing says don't ruin your palate like just slamming IPAs.
I was mixing up the cans and didn't realize that I should make that one like last.
They just jump around.
It does. Yeah, we would jump around.
It's totally fine.
All right, number
So,
4.
let's have number 4, and then we'll take a quick break to talk about some upcoming stuff on the show.
Oh yeah.
Because then we can let our palates sort of calm down
Yep.
before we try this maple brown and just hope to feel like we're eating Canada. Which I would probably move to in December if I could. Certain things happen.
Depending on the outcome of certain events, the timing and all.
But just moving to Canada.
Yeah, we got to start practicing our A. Good day and welcome to the Great White North. I'm Bob McKenzie and this is my brother Doug. How's it going, eh?
Welcome to beer splaining, eh?
Yeah, welcome to Beer Splaining, eh? We should do a Canadian show. We got to get some Canadian beers and say A all the time. It's got to happen.
So
Find us someone
It's gotta happen.
someone finds us to do a Canadian beer.
Wait. Saying A is offensive?
You're making fun of the way they
Is it
talk.
if I wear a toque, is that offensive?
I don't know what that is.
We eat
so
some
I
back
can't
bacon.
I mean, they have shitty bacon.
It's
Fucking ham.
It's ham. It's ham. It's a lie. It's ham.
It's like we make fun of American people too.
Yes,
It's totally fine.
we do.
It's totally fine.
We really just offend everybody. It's kind of part of the show.
I wouldn't say we offend people. That's a little rough. All right. So nobody cares, right? You do care because you're watching and you love us. Also, be sure to go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
Okay, I like it. I still don't think I like it as much as 1.
I think I like it about the same.
It's really close. I do think this is the tropical. I like the aftertaste. It's pretty much. You're right. I think it's pretty much going to be
It's pretty much the same, which is going to give it 1 point higher than online. It's going to win.
right for me too. It's going to win the
Just
day.
'cause I like the appearance of it better than the appearance of the first one, to be honest.
Me too. That was where I'm at. So if I give it the same.
These are fine beers. I think these are fine beers. I think if we were in Santa Barbara area, I looked at the pictures for the brewery. It looks pretty cool. It's got a nice look. They've got foods like that, so it's something we might entertain. But
Yes.
I think Santa Barbara's really far from our vacation is.
Is it? I don't. Isn't it more like 45 minutes?
No, you're
I'll have to
the
look
wrong
and see.
person for shit like that.
I'll have to look and see. I think it's only like 45 minutes.
So on that day, speaking about that, so we said we're going to take a break. So speaking of which, we are going on vacation soon.
Yes.
I'm going to leave laser guided shark missile people with guns in my house, so don't come over. Because they're going to know, because we're all going to be like on camera in fucking Paso Robles.
Or something.
But it's fine, I have insurance.
That's what they're for. And we have dogs.
Oh, also I'm telling you in, so you
And
can see who we
people.
are.
There's always people in our.
That's true. With all of our family.
Point was that we are going to be going on vacation eventually. That is a true thing. If you are not also a person who goes on vacation eventually, I kind of feel that you should go on vacations.
She'd go on vacation.
So upcoming wise, we will having a show on the road. We will be doing a show on the road that day.
Yes.
So
We haven't figured out from where
right or when.
or exactly what time.
I say we just do it from the house we're renting
And that's a possibility.
because you can do the different breweries.
Can't.
Oh, you can't video the house you're in, huh?
No, you can't check in until 4. Our shows are at 1.
That day.
That's the day we're driving down.
Um,
That's what I'm saying. We're just gonna pick something. I feel like we passed near the brewery.
ooh.
Their main spot. I feel like when you're going down
Okay.
towards the Paso Robles area,
We'll have to
like,
map it
where
out.
you're at. I feel like maybe something like that might work.
Yeah.
Just do a quick little live show there, something like that. But
Something
we'll
like
pick up some beers there. We'll do some shows. So that's gonna be an upcoming show. Just FYI. The other big upcoming news is our friends over at Oakland United, who you've heard us talk about before on several of the shows. I've invited us to do a little tasting with them. So in a few weeks on that, we're gonna hopefully do a live show from their brewery. It'll be like a Wednesday, but I'm hoping to go live, so it should be pretty
Yeah.
fun.
Question and answer with the brewers and owners. Quick tour of the facility, sampling of some of their offerings, and again, we've in complete blind taste testings, they have ranked very high and won, I
I think
believe.
they've won 2. I feel like they've won 2. I feel like their Pilsner won.
I think their Pilsner won the Pilsner, and I think their Black Lager won. So it's and we, like I said, we've talked about the facility, enjoy the facility, looking forward to the barbecue.
Yeah, so
You know,
we're
Should be
super
a fun
excited. We really appreciate folks over at Oakland United. So
absolutely.
if if you happen to be in the Jack London area, give them a stop by because they do make very good beer.
Make very good beer. And again, unbelievable keg prices, folks. Unbelievable keg prices.
True, I expect to walk home with a keg.
We will
Not
probably
walk,
come
that'd be tiring.
with a keg. Yeah. It would be a long walk. Yeah.
With a keg, no
With a
less.
keg, no less. Yeah, 5 gallons would be pretty heavy to take that far.
All right. So we should probably move on. The taste buds are probably calmed down, so we should probably just move on to this last beer, right?
I think so.
It's gonna be a quick show today, I think. We only have 4 beers opposed to our normal 6, so that's good, I guess. All right,
Well, we're not blabbing about,
we're skipping this week because it was super boring. Go ahead. What do you got?
nothing good in the news. Nothing entertaining or different.
No, it's probably
That's usually
That
our
being said,
favorite.
great
not.
idea.
No,
Do you want to write it down?
no.
Can't leave us like that.
I was thinking we could possibly do those 2 beers that were shipped to me, but I don't want to slam somebody if they're not good.
Oh, the homebrew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, but I don't slam homebrews. I mean, there's a lot of work and effort that goes into homebrews, so you just talk about flavors and that's not necessarily score them, but talk about.
So if you guys want to extend the show, I can open those.
I would try some homebrew.
It's
I
a
would try
Wait, they're all sours.
dill pickle sour and like a hibiscus something else sour. Interesting.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, you know why I don't want to drink.
Maybe not.
You know I don't want to drink the whole thing.
And I love me some dill pickle, but the idea of a dill pickle sour is.
Supposedly they are really good. I see so many people posting about them.
I'm going to take a guess. You really like this.
I think it's really good. Yeah, I do.
It's got good malt. It's got a little bit of sweetness, but not overly sweet. So you get some of the maple. I think you would want more maple.
I would want more maple.
Because you say maple, but I think it's well balanced in the maple and the malt.
There's a little bit like sort of the last tinge of
Yeah, it's
smell.
just
There's
a
like a little
tiny
tinge.
little-
It's more of a sweetness
Yeah.
smell than like an actual mapley smell.
Yeah.
I get a smoky smell.
That's because it's a brown.
Because of the brown. But this is a good beer.
I think it's good. It's a good brown. I think if you would just classify it as just a regular, like sort of a regular.
It is. It does. At least in my opinion, it's really light on the maple. It could use a little bit more maple if you're going to call it a maple brown.
I think it's
But-
really good. I would drink. I mean, I think it's got a really nice taste.
I agree.
I'm not so. I'm not sure to score. I feel like I should score it above some of the other ones, but not by a lot. Like I don't feel like it's that much better than the other ones, frankly.
No, I gave it a 26 on taste,
I think I'm going to give it the same score on taste as well, actually. As the other ones. I
26 on
really liked.
drinkability, and 17 on aftertaste. If it had a little more maple, I might score it higher, but it's a really good maple brown beer. 52, 16, 85. So that came out as my 3rd highest scoring beer, which is probably about right for all the other beers. These beers were all really good. If I was at the brewery, I'd have another one of every one of these, I think.
15,
Even the double.
48, 58. Yeah, I gave an 85, so I actually tied for second. My scores were really close today.
Yep. I went from 89 to 80.
Yeah, so I got 85, 80, 85, 86.
88, 82, 85, 89.
I think it's hard to do these tastings where it's all from a single brewer of different styles and get score. I feel like the scoring is much harder to do this way.
Well, I think
for
so,
reasons.
but you.
But I don't even compare against. Like a lot of the times when we do our tastings, we'll taste an IPA and then we'll think, oh, it's good, and then we'll taste the next IPA, and they're all supposed to be
Remember
kind of.
there's beer in them.
I don't know, but she's put one on the wrong side, so.
They're all supposed to be.
She actually didn't.
She said this was one.
Yeah.
So, but the labels were.
They do have great looking
Camera
cans.
just turned.
I love it.
So what I was saying was, when you do a blind tasting, a lot of times, at least for me, when I do a blind tasting, I will taste a beer and then I will compare that beer versus the other beers that I've had so far. I always do that. So it's kind of like, oh, you know what, this beer is good, but then like the next beer, you're just like, I like this beer better or worse than the last beer. My scores, it's almost like grading on a curve.
Yeah. No, I get that.
So when you have 4 different styles, effectively, that are all supposed to have different flavor profiles, it's very hard to grade on a curve. So it's very, very hard to say one of these is the best beer of a group, right? I think the IPAs are fine. I think they're all pretty good. I'm not sure that in a blind taste test of these IPAs versus some of the other IPAs we've had recently, I'm not sure that they would rate. Like if I tasted this double IPA versus like the Hen house double IPA. Like
Right.
versus several of the double IPAs we had during our last double IPA tasting. I'm not sure this double IPA would have gotten an 85 or an
That's
86.
a fair point.
I think it probably would have been more like the 79 to 81 range if I was comparing it directly against some other double IPAs.
That's a fair point.
Just because the way that I do the grading. I wish that I could be completely objective on every single one of the beers and just give a pure score. It's just very, very difficult to do that.
It is. It's not the easiest thing to do. You're right.
So yeah, I envy beer judges who can do that.
I do
It's very
too.
hard.
Like, and then you can pull out in the cigars and the wines, like, oh, and you get hints of blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, I don't get all of that. I'm not that.
Yeah,
My palate is not that
Like
advanced.
it's citrus.
Yeah,
That's,
it's citrus.
that's all you get.
Right, like I'll be maybe some grapefruit,
Yeah,
stuff like that.
that happens to me with cigars too. Like I can smoke cigars and I can say, yeah, sometimes you'll get like a little bit, but I've never like had a cigar and thought, ooh, mild notes of leather with some cedar in the back end. You
Right,
know,
right.
It's just like I can smoke a cigar and be like, this is a good cigar, but I can also smoke a cigar and be like, this cigar is fucking terrible. Like I know a good cigar from a bad cigar, but what I don't know is a great cigar from a good cigar. Like my palate does not extend to that. Like it's kind of the same with beer. Like I know bad beer.
Yes.
I can tell you if a beer is bad to me. But most of the time, I find beer to be fairly good. And I don't get a bunch of super extra notes. I think beer is good, but very few beers I've had are super great. There are a few that I really have just have blown my mind. Like
Yes.
what I've drinking them.
That's fair. But like you say, we're not beer sommeliers, whatever they call it. We're just
Beer Molliers.
beer sommeliers.
All right. Tell us about the beers.
Beer number 1, Scale the Walls IPA.
Okay, you're right. You called it as the regular
And
IPA.
as I anticipated, with Citra and Mosaic hops, which gives it
Just
that
that? Yeah, sure enough.
citrus and Mosaic hops. This was canned on August 11th, so it's a little older, but not a lot. And the Pilsner True Row, and then also has white wheat, which would lighten the beer up a little bit.
I'm saying, I think maybe the aftertaste that I thought was different was probably the Pilsner malt inside of the IPA.
And nothing on the can. Do like the can art.
I like the art on all these. They're nice. They're dark. I think they're pretty cool.
That's beer number 1, and I got an 88 from me.
85 of it.
Beer number 2, as we anticipated, the double IPA Orchards to the Sky. Again, beautiful can art there you can see. Also with Mosaic Citra, but then some Simcoe hops, and then 2 and Pilsner malts for you, Corey. And then also a California Ale yeast, which is pretty much going to be every one of these. Yeah. The brown ale probably have a California yeast. We'll go to skip to number 4, because we're sticking with the IPAs. This is the Tropical IPA, If the Sun Doesn't Rise. Again, I don't know who the can artist is, but I really, really like this art.
If the sun doesn't rise.
Yes. Citra, Simcoe, Mosaic, and Chinook hops. I actually like the Chinook hops. 2-row Munich caramel malt and white wheat malt. And then also a California Ale yeast.
That was my favorite beer of the day. Oh, you're
7.4. That was my favorite beer of the day.
It's 7.4?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised on that, honestly.
That one's 7.4. The first one was 7.5.
This one's
Doubles
8.3.
8.3. So, I mean, the difference between their singles and doubles.
You don't fuck around with
And
the alcohol
then
there.
the Restraint Maple Brown Ale, 6% alcohol. Okay, the brewery says it was established in 2013. And
Orchards to the Sky.
nothing on here to explain anything else.
It's just called Maple Brown Ale.
Canned on August. It's called Restraint. Restraint. Maple Brown Ale.
All right, so that's our 4 beers today.
I would say I will look forward to checking them out. Oh, it does show. The artist is at the Devo Riley. There it is. At the Devo Riley is the artist on Instagram. Liking the can arts. Devo Riley, where we are.
It's not on this one. Whatever.
No, not on this one.
Well, at least it's on one. Whatever.
At least on that one.
I like that they give you the hops and the malts and the yeast on the cans. I think that's really cool.
I agree.
I like that the can date is very prominent on there, which is cool.
Yes.
So this is Insitution Ales from Santa Barbara.
Institution Ales.
Maybe one day we'll make a trip there and we'll actually get to check it out.
Maybe. I would hope so.
So I think that's going to wrap up the tasting for today, right?
Anybody have any questions? Anything you'd like to ask or know? Feel free.
Just throw out a question there. Our producer is monitoring the questions. She'll be happy to ask any questions or ask us your questions. Otherwise, as usual, we're interested in beer trade. So if you are in an area that we are not in, we will trade you beer.
Yep. Hit us up. Facebook or Instagram.
Next weekend will be an Oktoberfest tasting.
Oktoberfest tasting.
I believe we have 6 Oktoberfests, maybe 7, because we picked up Altamont.
I picked up Altamont, yes.
So that will be next weekend. That will be Oktoberfest beers. And then the weekend after that, I think the plan is to try and do the
Bourbon barrels again. Yeah.
thing.
Still
If
in the
weather's
works.
there, it's just a weather issue.
It's a weather issue.
It's just a weather issue. It's got to be cooler and not. I'm tired of. Oh god, I have the chills. I'm tired of seeing Ash. Great, I can't smell things. I'm getting the chills.
Again, next week on the quarantine version of Beer Planning.
I haven't even been anywhere this week.
Quarantine versions?
I haven't been anywhere this week.
14 days. You have to look back 14 days.
No?
Well, we did Modesto. I guess that was last week.
That's true.
We were good though. We're always good. We wear our
Yeah,
masks.
we want that.
We're good. We're good.
We wear the damn mask.
We do. So so next weekend we're going to Oktoberfest, and then the weekend after that we will figure it out as we go.
Yep.
Basically. So once again, thank you all for joining us.
And again, remember, Wednesday, October 14th, live from Oakland United. Check us out.
If you have any questions for the brewers there, shoot them over there because we are looking for some questions to go ahead and ask them.
Absolutely.
Anything you're interested in knowing, send us over. We would be happy to ask them, and hopefully they would answer on air.
Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching. Check out our
check out our YouTube page. Check out our beersplaining.com website, which will give you a link to the YouTube. Because URLs are fun at YouTube.
They are.
So as Shane was saying, thank you guys all for joining us and for watching. And everyone else, just go and have a beer. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.